has 182 teeth and holds back a monster?
I don't know.
My zipper.
It's the stigma that men are stronger, right?
It's not a stigma, it's just a fact. Men are stronger.
You can be.
What are you trying to say?
If a woman wanted to work out and become wham and reach your level, she can.
Because you are a king.
Slavery became in America illegal. Everyone that had slaves were still lawmakers that used to have slaves. They still were passing laws. So can you imagine this conversation? Yo, what are we gonna do now? We don't have slaves. Well, we have to make it where they are slaves, but they don't know it. How do we do that?
Nigga, what?
I think we need to talk about this because women are dumb.
What?
Like, don't get me wrong, I think women are fabulous in literally every area except for this. Whenever women meet a great guy, they're like, oh my gosh, he's so cute, he's so sweet, we work so well together, we have great chemistry, we both definitely like each other, so let's just be friends. Excuse me? Then 2 days later, we're flipping through Instagram complaining about being single. I'm sorry, but Mr. Right is literally right next to you, right now. I say this acting like I haven't done it 100 times, but I'm guilty.
All right, let's get to it on this. What you guys have to understand, and I've said this a lot of times, women live in themes. What do I mean themes? This is why they like to watch sitcoms. This is why they like to watch reality shows. They like to watch things that create chaos and confusion because it entertains them. The drama entertains them. It keeps their brain moving faster and faster and faster, especially when they are surrounded by men who are not leaders. When they are surrounded by beta males who cannot tame them, a woman can always live out her theme. Like, think about when she gets married. It's always what she wants in a marriage. The man who really wants the pretty girl has to pay for her fairy tale that she wants to live in. The only time a woman's going to settle down and really focus in on a guy is when he's dominant. When he's not dominant, then you have to wait for her to age out of it, which means that by the time she gets 35, 40 years old, she's going to realize where the market's at, and then she's going to humble herself. But as long as you guys keep chasing these women, you're not creating sternness. You're not creating an alpha vibe for her to want to follow. So when you have to follow a woman, your life would be filled with chaos and confusion, which is why single mothers produce some of the weakest kids, because all they know is chaos and confusion.
Why do men go up to women and then like try and hit on them, and then when a girl's like, oh, I have a boyfriend, and why does the guy like go and it's like, well, I could treat you so much better than he could, or like whatever. Like, what do you think is gonna happen? What do you think I will say to that? Oh my god, you can? I guess I should leave my boyfriend for you. You seem so much better. Obviously, because you're hitting on me in the back of an alleyway, bro. Like, fuck, that's so hot. I can guarantee that has never been the response any male has gotten from that, ever. And if a guy has seriously gotten that response, I need to know these women.
Her red is showing you that men out there don't have any standards at all. That's what it's showing you. No matter what a woman looks like, no matter what she goes through, there's always a guy out there to chase her. You have women like this that are complaining. This is not an attractive woman at all. She looks like she's been sitting at home all day on the couch doing nothing. This is her first time going out for the day. She's going to the grocery store to grab a bag of chips, come back. And what she's doing is she's ranting because she sees somebody else online ranting. So she said, what if I make a video like this and put it out? Of course I'm gonna get the attention. Why? Because I don't look like the type of woman that the average guy is going to try to do these things with. That's what men think about when women start talking about their experiences with men. The first thing that a man does is look at her and determines, is there a guy out there that's really doing these things? And yes, there is. A woman like this does have a phone and DMs full of guys trying to get with her. This is why women egos are so high. It's because for you to sleep with them, there's no standard. But for them to pile on the makeup and to look good, that's how they weed out the men that they want. So understand this, guys. A lot of the ego is coming from desperate men that are gassing them up. The only way female nature changes is if a man allows it.
Or like when men catcall women. What do you think my response will be? Hey, yo, ma, that is fake. Oh my god, really? Oh my God. Thank you, sir. Thank you, stranger. Oh my God. Thank you so much. I didn't know. Thank you. I feel so validated. Oh my God.
When a girl like this rejects you, you're going to get mad. I'm going to let you know that right now. And the reason why you're going to get mad is because you're going to think that there's no guy giving her a compliment. You're going to think there's no guy pursuing her like the pretty girl. Online now, she has hundreds of guys that are giving her the attention, that are giving her the dopamine. Let's just get to the next video.
I feel like train is such a negative connotation to it. It's a threesome.
All right, it's a threesome.
It's a
I'm not
threesome.
gonna argue that.
Yeah, it's a threesome.
Could you see yourself doing that?
Yeah, absolutely. I like a male, female, male threesome. So the focus is on me.
Two dudes and you.
Yeah, the focus. And I also would want to try female, female, male threesome.
Yeah, that's normal.
That's normal. But
That's very regular.
But you would be surprised about a lot of women do want two men pleasing them at the same time.
And the reason why women want that is simply because they're not getting enough from one man. See, it hurts a woman to be surrounded by weak men because it constantly keeps her around men. See, if you stop and look at a group of guys that have one girl hanging out with them, typically the woman that's hanging around them is the most dominant out of all the males. She's their leader. You see that a lot. So when women are surrounded by beta male energy, they just keep trying to get more and more beta male energy, thinking that a lot of beta male energy would equal the energy of one alpha. It's all biological. That's why they're doing it. As you notice, as men became weaker, women became more dominant, but their drives go even higher because they can't find anyone to tame them. It's sad that women have to go through these extreme measures just to please themselves in bed. It used to be a time where women frowned upon this, but we've given the power to women, so now they run free and they just do whatever their imagination allows them to do.
A lot of women, they won't say it out loud.
They,
A lot.
I hear it a lot. Though.
You do?
It's a
My
lot.
fantasy is kind of like I have one man penetrating me and I'm like sucking the other man, or they're like sucking on my titties, or the focus is really on me. I don't think I really want double penetration.
You don't want to be dominated by two men.
Yeah, I want the focus to be on me, but I don't want to be dominated by two. Does that make sense?
That's how all of them are, especially in the B-dub community. B-dubs, y'all have turned into something else. I don't know what you ladies have turned into, but at this point, I just think you're a sex object for most men. That's what most men are going to look at you at. Ain't nobody looking at you as a wife no more. Ain't nobody looking at you as a queen anymore. I'm just keeping it real with you. The black dudes that got money have moved on to other race of women, and you're left with the shrags. That's just how it is. The same way those guys are left with the shrags. It's sad what's going on because both sides don't respect each other. Now we got to the point where a B-dub's, a black woman's only form of attention is just talking about sex. Like, that's where you guys are left at. Just talking about sex around beta males that you really don't like.
With women, it's the opposite. With men, they age like wine if they do the work.
The older you get, the better you get.
That's not true at all. And with women, it's the opposite. With men, they age like...
Older you get, the better you get.
That's not true at all. And with women, it's the opposite. With men, they age like wine if they do the work. With women age like milk, typically. Unfortunately, Mother Nature gives you your gifts. Father Time takes it away.
Yeah.
There's a reason why women wear makeup and they don't, they call it Forever 21, not Forever 41. Shout out to Rolo.
Yeah.
Women understand that their value is inherently tied to their age.
Okay, what she's talking about, once again, when she says women get better with age, what did I tell you guys? Women are always thinking from a sexual point of view. Women get better with age. Why? Because now you know how to deep throat. Now you know how to lick balls. Now you know how to bend over the proper way. Now you know how to seduce them better. That's what she's saying. Why? Because they think that's all a man wants. A woman thinks as long as she can be good in bed and attract him, that's all she wants. That's what makes her good. But what Marvin is saying is like, no, men would like that. They would love to sleep with you, but you're still aging. This is why you have to pile on makeup, because you're going to get worse and worse and worse over time. But when it comes to a man, if he works at it and diets right, like look at me, I'm in my 40s. Look how I look. Because I diet right, I eat right, I do everything right. So I age like wine. But it doesn't matter what a woman does. The stress in the inside that she's going through It's going to age her. What you go through psychologically will determine what you look like physically.
Slavery became in America illegal. Everyone that had slaves were still lawmakers that used to have slaves. They still were passing laws. So can you imagine this conversation? Yo, what are we gonna do now? We don't have slaves. Well, we have to make it where they're slaves, but they don't know it. How do we do that? Well, let's suppress them and let's make them fight each other. So every time one kills, we get one killed, and then one goes to jail. We get 2 for 1. Plus, they all have kids. They have kids. So now they don't have parents. They're disenfranchised. So now the kids do the same exact thing because they have nobody to lead them. It's just a plan to make us think we're winning when we're losing. But what we really do is we give away our freedom. So what happens is you commit a crime, you hurt your brother, and now legally you're in chains. You're put in a cage and you're working for slave wages. And now, instead of slave master, it's warden or CO. It's a plan. So they always trick us into giving away our freedom by dangling a bag.
Why, when you tell African Americans this, they take it personal? Why, when you hear the truth, you take it personal? You don't want to believe what he's saying is the truth. And this is coming from an icon. Why is it that you don't want to hear the truth? Because the lie is more entertaining. One thing that people in society don't want to do is be accountable for their actions. This is why they play victim. It's because they don't know how to be accountable for their actions. They don't know how to man up. So as long as you don't know how to man up, this is for both man and woman, you're going to always be living in a fog. Everyone knows what's wrong with the black community. It's just that the black community don't want to be accountable for their actions that will force them to change. Why? The lie is more entertaining because it keeps chaos and confusion. Hasta la vista.